Hey everyone, welcome to the first video in a series I'm calling the Ready or Not Case Files. This is a lore series where I start at the beginning of the campaign and aim to uncover every single dark detail I can in the world of Ready or Not. There's already a pretty good number of lore videos out there for Ready or Not, but my aim is to present the narrative a little bit differently. I'm going to utilize resources and cover details that I haven't seen touched in other lore videos. I'll trace the events that lead to the levels we're deployed at, analyze the environments inside them, and track the outcome of each level and its impact in the endgame world at large. I'm treating the series chronologically, at least as far as the campaign presents it. Each time we uncover more information on a topic, even if it's one we've already covered, I'll go back and make new connections. I've been a cop for a few years now, and occasionally I'll throw in my input on a level, topic, or event if I think it adds any kind of value. I'm by no means some kind of law enforcement or tactical expert. I can only speak to what I think a SWAT team might do in a situation, or maybe how an investigation might unfold. I'll try to keep the same format throughout the series and place some timestamps in the video so you can move around where you want to. So let's start at the beginning with the game's very first level. Thank you, come again. This first call takes us to the 4U gas station at 5th Street in Van Dyke in South Los Sueños. It's right around 9 p.m. on February 3rd, 2025. Located just north of the station is a large DeBanco building. We learn from audio files and other clues in the level that DeBanco's experiencing some kind of strike that's apparently slowed their routine cash pickups.
We keep the money on site. It's because of the DeBanco strike.
The manager, Mudasir Varma, has kept meticulous notes detailing the schedule of these pickups, given the significant amount of cash the store may be holding on to at one time. This might just have to do with policy, but I find it kind of interesting that the station would have to wait for an entire truck pickup when a DeBanco building is right next door. Some of Mudasir's notes show us the upcoming dates of the DeBanco pickups, none of which are on the 3rd. This may just be an oversight or a mistake on Mudasir's part, but it's interesting that an unscheduled pickup is occurring today. The 3rd is a Monday, and Mudasir's calendar shows that no other employee should be working that day, unless the notes there mean something different. Also of note is the fact that Mudasir called in late to shift today. Maybe just another oversight here. The information we're given at briefing says that the incident starts to kind of unravel at about 11 p.m., although CCTV footage says it starts at closer to 9 p.m. Mudasir seems to be a little overqualified for this position, judging by the certificates we can see hanging in his office. Regardless, he still seems to be a pretty effective manager. He leaves notes and reminders for his staff to keep up on tasks. These might fall on deaf ears, though, as the staff seems to be a little bit more preoccupied playing jokes on one another. Shiva, in particular, seems to have become a target after some promotional cardboard cutouts of himself have been desecrated and moved around the gas station. And it looks like at least one other employee, Niven, is likely smoking on the job. The night is a busy one at the station. Not only is Mudasir managing the station itself, but also the DeBanco pickup and what looks to be a delivery of supplies. Charlotte Layton and her daughter Crystal stopped by the station to get gas that evening. They presumably stayed a little bit longer to eat, given the children's toys we can see scattered around one of the tables in the diner. At approximately 9:23, a nearby security camera captures 3 figures running south across the pump lot towards the entrance. At least one of the group appears to have entered through the front doors, immediately disrupting the delivery taking place and likely knocking over these products. I suspect that, given the pattern of gunshots we see to the diner glass, 2 suspects traveled to the south side and entered through the diner, opening fire randomly at the glass. There's likely an additional suspect involved with the robbery that we do not encounter, a getaway driver who flees the scene.
Homeboy bailed. He was supposed to scoop us.
I'm not sure if it's the actual getaway vehicle, but we do see this car stuck amongst the line of police vehicles outside the station. The suspects brought several duffel bags into the station that I can't make out in the prior photo, so perhaps these were retrieved from the getaway vehicle while it was parked on the south side and before the driver left. At approximately 9:25 p.m., a witness captures a photo of one of the robbers firing on a transient male outside the front doors. We encounter the male when first deploying to the level, and he's presumed to make it through. Meanwhile, the suspects who entered through the diner almost immediately encounter an armed veteran who stands up and engages them quickly. At the beginning of Mudasir's call, we can hear the vet's dog barking, and between 7 to 8 shots fired from a semi-automatic handgun.
Help! I'm being robbed!
Okay, try to remain calm for me, sir. Where's the robbery taking place?
The foil gas station!
I believe the vet managed to fire at least 3 times before encountering a fatal misfeed, judging from the casings I found on the ground. There are numerous 20-gauge slug shotgun shells on the diner floor as well, but I can't make out a distinct shotgun blast on the 911 call. I found an additional penetration to the diner tile with a blood trace behind it. Not far away from that is an out-of-order bathroom that's also been shot up. There's a large blood splatter inside, and it appears that the lock set was also blown off. There's no blood trail or anything to indicate who was shot here or where they went. Another duffel bag containing a crowbar and a pistol magazine lie nearby. After murdering the veteran and his dog, I suspect that one of the robbers planned to use the crowbar to break open the cash tills in the shop. Mudasir was likely in the front end of the store when the robbery starts. He runs back to his office and locks the door behind him, but is spotted by one of the suspects on the way. He scrambles to call 911 before we hear two suspects break open the office door and summarily execute him.
Hello, sir? Are you there?
Hello! Don't
Sir?
fuck with me, man. No! No! No!
Tragically, Mudasir's wife tries to reach him by phone shortly after his death. It sounds like Charlotte's in some kind of enclosed space when she makes the call, so I think she ran from the diner shortly after the shooting started and lost track of her daughter Crystal.
Hello, my name is Charlotte Lake. I'm at a gas station and need help right now.
Ma'am, are you at the 4U gas station on 5th and Van Drake South Side?
Yes! Please help. I got separated from my daughter, Crystal.
I believe that one of the suspects took the safe key from Mudasir's body after he was killed. Afterwards, the suspects split up and go after the safe and the tills. I believe that one member of the gang was left to either row the station or watch their new impromptu hostages in the diner. He doesn't watch closely enough, however, as Charlotte's daughter Crystal manages to slip away. She hides in a nearby closet until rescued by a D platoon. Depending on your level load, other employees, patrons, or even the DeBanco guard may be held hostage on the premises. If we review the audio files of the gas station employee, we learn that Williams and his gang were tipped off to the deliveries, location of the safe, and the fact that Mudasir would have a key.
I know them from somewhere. I think we went to the same school. I didn't know it'd go this far. I told you about the safe. What have I done?
It's unclear if the employee participated in the robbery for money, drugs, or because he was threatened. But either way, the gang knew that the store would be holding a large amount of cash right before the lightly armed DeBanco truck would arrive. Now that their getaway ride has fled, the robbers are stuck floundering in the storefront with the police on the way. The briefing states that at approximately 11:40 p.m., police arrive, set a perimeter, and call out LSPD SWAT, with more shots fired about 5 minutes after that. Again, this is likely an oversight, as the time difference of 2 hours between the start of the robbery and when the police arrived doesn't make any sense. The suspects are each aged about 20 years old and each struggling with crime. Zion Pretlow is 20 years old. He's expelled from 213 Mission High School, where Williams also attends. Fletcher is 19 and has a significant history of drug abuse, which got him placed on probation and in a treatment program. His brother was sent to prison for similar drug-related offenses. He lives at the Dawson Gardens projects. Williams is 19 and a senior at 213 Mission High, where we can assume he met Pretlow. He also lives at Dawson Gardens, which is very likely where he met with Fletcher. 4 days before the events of this level, Williams was involved in a gunfight between himself and a rival gang while filming a music video for 808 Sueños. You can see an injury to the left side of Williams' face, which I'm guessing he got from the fight. After the scene is made secure, we can visit the precinct's holding cells and see that both Pretlow and Fletcher were detained. We can also review some of the evidence that was taken on scene, including Mudasir's employee pin, Crystal's teddy bear, and some notes regarding the robbery written by Williams. Given that we obtained Williams' notes and he's not present in the holding cells, I wager he'd either died or was hospitalized. Williams' notes show that they had a clear idea when the DeBanco truck would be there and that Mudasir would be needed to open the safe. Williams even had a plan to take tools from his school's shop class to extract the safe from the wall if Mudasir wasn't around. The gang was expecting to find, quote, 15 racks and a USB containing BTC, which I'm assuming is a Bitcoin reference. The notes mention that at the completion of the robbery, the gang was supposed to return to the 213 neighborhood, retell a story, and gain some street cred. Given that these numbers match, we can assume that this is the same neighborhood where Williams lives and where Pretlow is a known drug dealer. There's usually an additional suspect or two in the level that isn't Williams, Zion, or Pretlow. One of these may be the JJ's bro that's mentioned in Williams' notes. Interestingly, there's a line here that states Pretlow broke one of the employee's arms. We can find a 4U employee named Matt Jones on this level wearing a cast. Since he's mentioned specifically in the notes, I'm guessing he must be the collaborator. His cast has a couple interesting drawings on it and a phone number I can't quite make out. The suspects carry a pretty interesting arsenal for this robbery. They can be seen carrying Makarov pistols, Colt Pythons, Tech 9 SMGs, and what I believe is an old Ithaca Model 280 shotgun. Oddly enough, they also carry a Calico M950. I recognized it. It was used as part of RoboCop's gun arm in RoboCop 3.
You may want to call the fire department.
Already in this first level, we're given a taste of how much work Void has put into the game world and what we have to expect going forward. Since this is the first level, I don't have any additional lore connections to make, but there are quite a few Easter eggs. The building right across the street from the gas station appears to be a copy of the Beverly Hills Civic Center. There's a gas station across the street from that building in real life, which very closely resembles the exterior of the 4U station. I am 100% positive that this is a reference to, well...
What business is it of yours? Where I'm from? Friendo.
One of the first Easter eggs I noticed in this game was the Old Port arcade games. As a former Newport enjoyer, this brought me great joy. There's a ton of meme labels in this level you can read for yourself, but I was pretty taken by the absolutely disgusting vodka, which reads, "From the country of darkness, this piece of shit vodka was distilled from grain grown in the fields of some foreign country in Europe you probably don't give a shit about. It has been produced at really old distilleries due for an upgrade, in accordance with more than 400 years of shitty production. This vodka has been shit since 1872. Produced in Who Gives a Shit? BNS Vinegar Spirits." And that's the first mission in Ready or Not. I'd never heard the audio files regarding the employee being in on the robbery. I'm curious if we'll hear more about them later. Depending on the interest of the Las Vegas DA's office, he could very likely be charged with conspiracy, given how severe the incident ended up being. I think there was something definitely off about Mudis here. Perhaps the date conflicts we see in his notes are just an oversight, but it's curious that he calls in late on the same day as an unscheduled pickup. Shout out to Space Mammal on YouTube for the title track I used. They preserved a lot of the music from the pre-release of the game that isn't used anymore. Thanks. I'm sure there's something I missed. If you have any observations or theories, feel free to throw them down in the comments, and I'll try to cover them in the next video. This is really my first proper YouTube video. My editing and equipment could probably use some work, but if you're interested in this series, I guess drop a like and subscribe for more. I want to take my time with these videos so I don't leave a single detail behind, but I'll try and post them up regularly. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.
You pussy ass bitch!